your career in the future?
The truth is I still have no idea because look at me. But how about you?
Why? You know what? Yeah, somehow I thought that my skills would fit in advertising industry.
So speaking of advertising, what is advertising?
Well, basically, advertising is promoting or selling a product, service, or idea. And you guys, I've learned a lot when I interviewed someone who is working in an advertising industry. And yeah, I get to learn more about advertising itself. You know what, how it works, and what do we need to succeed in this kind of field. You know. Dual Action Blender Incorporated is a digital advertising team emerging media that helps clients engage in the digital sphere and social media to inspire and drive consumer action. Here to answer further questions regarding advertising, introducing graphic designer Mr. Paolo Felizco. So, Aysen, my first question is, what type of advertising agency are you in?
Well, the advertising agency that I'm in is basically all around. Like, for example, if the client would want TV commercial timeline, print media design, website design, social media posts, design or content, whatever they would ask for their digital marketing needs, we would provide.
Ayan. So, what are the types of clients that you have, or what companies have you handled already?
There's a lot. I mean, we've handled from small business owners up to large companies, like for example, Sanofi, San Miguel.
How do you maintain naman your audience segments?
Well, we maintain our audience segments by, of course, being relevant. I mean, in this age nowadays with social media and being online all the time, I mean, you have to do your research and make sure that your material is relevant and, of course, it would fit your target audience.
So guys, an advertiser should have a powerful and a meaningful message that an audience can remember but still be relatable.
Yes, you're quite right, Lisa. And for the people behind the creation of a certain ad, they have to be aware of what's trendy, or they have to be in with the audience. So, for those who want to work naman in the advertising agencies, ano yung mga careers na pwede nilang pasukin?
Well, in an advertising agency, first of all, you need to be a people person. Kasi you need to know what other people want. You don't have to be an introvert, because the main focus of an advertising agency is to advertise your material or the product to a lot of people. So you need to know how to talk to a lot of people and be with them. So yung mga careers in an advertising agency is, first of all, yun nga, the one that I'm in, the creative part. We make the material, kami yung bahala do sa overall design, basically. And then there are the back-end developers. These are the more technical people, like in charge of creating apps or websites for clients, if in case it gets too technical. And last of all is the copywriters and the client-facing people. These are the ones, of course, yun nga, as I've said, client-facing, and they make sure na kung ano man yung sabihin ng client sa kanila, they relay it to us in the team, whatever the client wants, so that when we create material for the client, minor na lang or up to no revisions. Okay.
So you've mentioned yung mga sectors, di ba, sa agency niyo. Matanong ko lang, how often do you work together as a whole? Or do you work as a whole at all?
Of course, I mean, being in an agency, being a part of a team, there would be times that you have to work as a whole. But that comes after the client has given us what they want. I mean, as I've mentioned earlier, there are these client-facing people, the copywriters. They are in charge of talking to the client, getting what the client wants and relating it to the team. And then once the client has said what they want their material to be, dun na papasok yung brainstorming within the team. So kung paano yung gagawin, ano yung mga kailangan material, and ano yung mga plans.
So guys, I think socialization is really important when it comes to making outputs for the clients. Because it makes everything easy, especially to your work environment.
I agree with you, Rhoe. Because it doesn't matter how great you are at your job. You don't relate well with people or without other people's feedback. You cannot expand the circle of influence that you must learn how to work with people.
Saan ka po mas comfortable magtrabaho? Kapag ba few lang yung members na kumikilos or yung marami?
Alam mo, there are pros and cons dun sa ganun. If for example, if there are few people working on something, mas consistent siya. Kasi there is like one design, and then para sa akin mas maganda yung kalalabasan, mas maganda yung quality niya. Pero the downside of that is takes much more time to do. So as opposed to having a lot of people, you have a faster output. However, it's more inconsistent kasi there are a lot of minds at play on what you would produce. So it depends ultimately on the client needs. Kung kailangan ba nila kagad or kailangan nila ng talagang mas maganda or mas quality yung gusto nilang projects.
And have you encountered a situation wherein naghabol kayo ng deadline talaga na as in super last minute?
Oo. I mean, most of the time. I mean, I wouldn't think of a scenario wherein walang revision si client. Kasi first of all, nirelay lang sa inyo yung gusto ni client eh. And even if they tell you what to do, once you produce the material, meron siya na maiisip na bago na idadagdag or ibabago. Minsan pa nga, like you design a very good painting and then ang end product is parang stick figure. Parang ganun. Ganun ka-drastic. Oo. Drastic. Kasi depende pa rin yun sa gusto nila. Kasi first of all, aside from the design, iniisip din nila yung costs. Kasi mga business people yung mga yan. Ang para sa kanila is yung pera. So, in terms of overtime, there are times wherein we would work literally overnight.
In which categories does your advertising best perform and why?
Social media. Kasi first of all, our client-facing people at the younger demographic. So they are basically social media savvy. Aside from getting what a client needs, they know how to relay it in social media. So they know how to tell us how to make these posts. So, and of course, aside from getting the input from a younger demographic, it's also instant. If you need some changes, you just need to re-upload it. So that's a good thing about technology.
So are you saying po ba na ang social media ay primary necessity na nowadays.
Yes. I mean, I would say. I mean, doon na rin talaga kasi papunta yung advertising platforms. How many people would you say na nalaman nila yung certain product kasi may nabasa sila sa dyaryo? I mean, it's still important. Don't get me wrong, newspapers are still important. Pero, like for example, uy, nakita ko tong post na to. Parang, uy, nag-viral si ganito. Nag-viral yung ganyan. Try natin.
So, you're somehow concluding na mas effective yung social media ngayon kesa sa tri-media or traditional media platforms.
I would say so, yes. Kasi parang doon na rin talaga papunta yung papunta yung... I think maalala mo yung time na wala pang ads sa Facebook. Wala pa gaanong ads sa YouTube. So yeah, doon na rin papunta yung market kasi nakikita na rin ng clients yung potential reach na makukuha nila when they go on social media.
Is there a drama in the advertising that brings the benefit to life?
Well, the drama is not necessarily in the creative side kasi in the department that I was in, nasa office lang kami. So we just produce what the client asks for and what was relayed to us. So I would say if there is a drama, that would be between different agencies on getting the same client. So yung competition between agencies and how they would get a client, I think dun na lang papasok yung drama.
Paano nyo nako-convince yung mga clients nyo na sa amin kayo or parang parang yung trust nila, parang paano nyo na kukuha yun?
Well, papasok dun yung creativity. I mean, you have to show them that you know what you're doing first of all. And then, you have to be innovative dun sa gusto mong mangyari sa product nila. I mean, and also, you have to listen on what they have to say. Kasi, mamaya, you give so many ideas, but it's not the direction that they want to go to. So yun, you have to listen, you have to be innovative, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to show them you know what you're doing.
Okay guys, I would say if you continue to push yourself to the limits, the result of that certain output would be much better than anyone is expecting. So, meron na din po bang mga clients na nag-stay sa inyo talaga, naging faithful sa sa...
Yeah. Kasi yun nga, once na napakita mo sa kanila, you know what you're doing, you're creative, you listen, after that, once they sign you on, you have to be consistent. So once na nakuha mo yung trust nila, ipakita mo na deserving ka. Na talagang you deliver on what they would ask for.
So guys, I think the benefits should be mutual for both the advertisers and the clients. The advertisers must do everything they can to build up the client's trust, while in the other hand, the clients should trust the advertisers. I'm so sorry. Ito, their instincts to promoting a certain product.
Navisualize nyo ba yung benefit na makukuha ninyo once na nag-engage yung client sa ano nyo?
Of course, I mean, the benefits would come na, for example, you get a client na i-sign on kayo for a certain project, and then after that certain project, syempre makikita ng ibang brands din yan. Na, like for example, nag-sign on ka for a social media page ng isang brand. And kapag nakita yun ng ibang brands na maganda yung marketing of a certain brand, then that would also be potential clients for your agency.
That's what you called hack a client.
Why?
Oh my god! What is that? I mean, what is that?
Of course, your design is not just about for your client or audience, but also you can get the attention of the other company and who needs advertising.
Ooh.
Hashtag hack.
Okay, so does the advertisement include an authentic reason to believe that the benefit will be experienced?
It has to. I mean, that's what advertising is about. To make people buy into your product. I mean, you have to show them na authentic yung experience na makukuha nila doon sa product na ina-advertise or binibenta.
Paano nyo naman na track yung mga expenses na or yung mga gagastusin nyo for executing an advertisement?
Well, hindi ko masyadong expertise pero I would say na in terms of tracking on the budget for a certain project, I would go on past projects. Like for example, for a campaign na gusto mangyari ng isang client, if nalalaman mo na you have past projects na similar sa gusto niya mangyari, it's a good basis na yun yung mga past projects.
So yes, Isa and Jaja, it's good that somehow the advertising agencies still follow some guidelines to at least keep them on track of what they are supposed to do without having to disobey any rules, right?
Okay. So how do you build the audience's engagement naman?
Well, that's kind of tricky. Kasi first of all, you can't read your audience's minds. You have to be innovative, and it doesn't necessarily mean na kung ano man yung pakulong na ginawa mo kakagatin nila. So I guess it's a combination of being innovative and knowing the trends or the current trends on how they would engage with your material.
Ayun. So, eto naman, pagdating naman sa pagpaplano for for the output, sino ang mas nagde-decide, ang kliyente or yung agency?
Kliyente. I mean, bottom line is the client asks for your services. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the agency is the employee, the client is the employer. So it doesn't matter if at times it doesn't matter if the agency wants what they give the client. It's about what the client wants and what they want for their product.
The employee ex-employer principle is a brief way of explaining that clients most define what they really want for them to see in the very end. Advertisers mainly serve as advisors to the clients. They bring every plan to life. I think that's the essence of advertising.
It's true.
So now, 3 lessons. Hatak, believing, and essence.
I love that.
Yun, so, are you saying dito na super strict po talaga pagdating sa pagpaplano ang mga clients? Like, every detail kailangang sundin ng agency?
It depends. It depends on the client. Kasi there are clients wherein talagang strict sila. They have to follow a specific budget, a specific guideline, And there are times din naman na meron nagagawa yung advertising agency na nakapano si client, uy, okay yan ah. Parang ganun. So, it really depends on the client. And there are also times wherein what the client wants isn't necessarily what the platform needs. I mean, like for example in Facebook, there are instances wherein a post must have this number of characters. It needs to have a certain type of font. It needs to have a certain type of font size. So, us as an advertising agency, we need to make the client's expectations and the platform's policy.
Pag naman, right after matapos yung output niya, and then, ayun, sa social media, for example, nakapost na yung ad, gaano ka satisfied?
Kasi ako, ma-post lang, okay na ako eh. I mean, if yung gawa ko is na-post online on a page of a very well-known brand, okay na ako dun kahit wala pang feedback from people. Kasi it would show na the brand trusts your design.
Sapat ba yung sweldo ninyo for making ads?
Well, it depends. I mean, there are times na sapat siya kasi okay na sa'yo, but there are times wherein you see other designs na mas maganda pa yung gawa mo pero mas mahal doon sa binibigay sa'yo. So it really depends on the person kung okay na sila doon or hindi.
Ano pa yung message ninyo sa mga aspiring advertisers na gustong mag-work sa field na advertising?
Always think out of the box. I mean, always be innovative. Kailangan laging fresh yung ideas nyo. Kasi pabago-bago yung isip ng mga tao. Yung trending ngayon, baka hindi na siya trending tomorrow or next week or next year. So always have something fresh to advertise with your customers.
So thank you so much, Sir Pao. I'm sure maraming natutunan yung mga nanonood dito ngayon. Okay guys, so what can you say?
Well, I admit I have learned a lot from Sir Pao. He tackled more than everything. We have to know about how advertising really works.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I'm a bit inspired and of the interview with Sir Pao because we learned more about advertising, and I love that he said the creativity is the key to accomplishing a job. So yeah, I'm so inspired and in love with everything he said.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, actually me too. I realized how important it is to give your best in every job that you do in order to absorb more and more clients, which will definitely bring a certain agency to success.
Well, Rhoe, you know what? Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to know more about this, the advertising industry, and we're surely gonna keep all the lessons that you learned today. Like the lesson for today is number 1, Hata. Number 2, Believing. Number 3, Essence. And number 4 is Rules. Di ko alam po at rules. I don't know, but yeah, that is the lesson for today. I don't know why, but that's the lesson for today.
Well, no problem. I know that this would help you to decide for your interest, especially that we're communication arts students, right?
Yes.
Well guys, I hope you learned a lot from Sir Pao today. I'm sure all the learnings that you've had will keep you in the future. Shout out to communication arts students. This has been Jaja.
This has been Rhoe.
Isa!
See you all soon, only here on
Road to Adventure!